One of the biggest questions I get about lapel guard is positions I actually like to get the lapel out in. If you guys do a lot of looking online, a lot of times you hear a lot of people talking about like getting the lapel out on the feet. And as we kind of see, that doesn't always go as planned. Some people may even think to try it from like seated guard, but you're still gonna run into a lot of issues. Some might even say like double sleeve is the best spot to do it from, which personally I love doing it from double sleeve. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys some really simple spots so you guys can actually get control of the lapel and be at next to no risk of getting your guard actually passed. One of my favorite spots that I actually like to get control of the lapel from is actually close guard. With close guard, it is very easy for me to manage the distance with him. Even if he tries to stand up to his feet, I'm gonna have a pretty easy time of actually extracting this lapel. Now, when I go for the lapel, the nice thing is most people fold the right lapel and then the left lapel, which gives me access to the side that I generally like to play to, which you'll see a lot of people play to the right lapel, at least your right. So when I get this here, I'm actually looking to start extracting the lapel here like this. Now, once I get this slit out here, you may think it's really easy to just kind of pull it this way, but we're actually gonna do something slightly different here. Once I get this, I'll go 2-on-1 on the lapel, and then I'm gonna pull it above my head as I bring my knees to my chest. So I'm gonna off balance it from close guard here. So once I get control of this here, I'm gonna pull and bring my knees to my chest. What I'm really trying to do is get as much of the skirt, which this part of the gi is called the skirt, as much of this as I can out of his actual belt. Because what I don't want is I don't want to have some of it out and actually some of the lapel out, because then I'm not gonna be able to feed and get as much offense as I would like to in this position here. So as much as I can, I want as much of this actual gi out. Then from here, whether they stand up, you guys can go to worm guard, or if they stay here, you guys can start underhooking, go for like lapel de plata, or like in my instructional, you guys will see the lapel zombie position. A lot of strong submissions and sweeps from there. The other position that I really like to do this from is double sleeve, when I'm controlling both sleeves here. Now, we're gonna do this a little bit different than what Doi did, because the one thing that Doi did is that once he actually let go of this sleeve here, I have no real ability of controlling his distance. So he can immediately start running away from me here, and then I'm not gonna be able to reach the lapel. If I start overreaching, he's gonna end up obviously passing my guard. So there's a couple little nuanced details in this position that I'll really look for. Number one, with double sleeve, a lot of times what I'll try to do is I'll try to force almost like a key master position here. So when I have the actual double sleeve like this. Now when I'm here, some people will think whether they have the lasso or if they're just framing at the shoulder, controlling the actual sleeve here, is that they'll let go of this far sleeve. The problem with this is as soon as I let go, he has access to my foot. Whether he wants to actually try to pass, or if he's one of those guys that got a crazy foot fetish and likes ankle locks. So what I'll do instead is I'll actually maintain this position here, rotating my toes down. And what I'll do is I'll keep this far sleeve. Now, I'm not gonna be like Ethan and use my toes and start pulling stuff out because I'm not an orangutan. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let go of the sleeve with my left hand and I'm gonna pull the lapel out. Now, I'm not gonna pull this way because that's gonna create more friction. What I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna pull up. And what's nice about this is that I can use my right foot dorsiflexing behind my partner's back. Now watch this. As I do this, I can pull him forward. So I'm keeping this hand from my leg, and as I grab this here, I'm gonna bring him forward like this. And then once I get this out, I'm gonna reach a better grip down towards the end of the lapel to where there's not much of a tail here, and then I'm gonna pull straight up. Now, once I'm here, I'm ready to start attacking with any lapel offense that I want to play to. The other position that I really like to do this from, I don't do it like as much, but it is a very strong position. Notice how like the biggest thing we were focused on before was them being able to control this far foot. But also, if I let go of this hand, I can't control his distance. Now, what's unique about the deep lasso is that the deep lasso can help prevent him from creating pressure and also exiting the position. It's not impossible, but it's far more difficult for him to do so. So similar to here, let's say I'm almost in this keymaster with deep lasso, or I could even be square with him here. What I'm gonna do from this position, and this is a very small detail, it's not super required, but I feel like it is against some of the top level guys, especially if you don't wanna fight a lot of ankle locks here. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna hook behind his tricep here. As I do this, sometimes, depending upon how good and aggressive a guard passer he is, I'll let go with this hand, and then I'll race his ability to actually get to my foot and put it between his legs to extract the lapel. Even if he gets it between his legs, I still have lapel offense from there. But what I'll do is very similar to what we did before, except this time I have a deep lasso, and I've got some control over his range here. He will be able to get this arm out, but I have enough friction that I can slow him down. So as I get this here, I'll do the same thing again. I'll even off balance him a little bit. And as I do that, I am now gonna start pulling the lapel out here. But I'm also dorsiflexing behind my partner's back. Remember, dorsiflex, plantar flex. So as I do this here, I'm really focusing on controlling his range. And then as I get this, I'm gonna continue to pull this out here. And now I'm ready to play lapel guard. If things get real goofy, let's say he starts making space, starts really trying to pass, I could put my foot into the lapel, or I could completely abandon, start playing to like cross spider, looking for control, to then reset my position. Because my mission was accomplished by getting this lapel out. And I will tell you guys, the biggest struggle you guys are gonna find playing lapel guard is getting control of the lapel. Lapel guard is the easiest to pass when your opponent does not have control over your lapels. Once that lapel gets out, their ability to retain their guard goes significantly higher, and their offense becomes significantly more frustrating. So if you guys are looking for more videos like this with lapel guard, check out this video here, and it's gonna help you guys get better. And if you guys really wanna go in depth to really find out how to have a very strong, systematic approach to playing lapel guard, check out the bio for my instructional.